Assassin's Creed Mirage is bringing back Unity's parkour, are the headlines that have been going around, but I would keep your hopes down. Like, it only seems to be improved first for a whole lot, but I don't think it will reach Assassin's Creed Unity's level. I will tell you why in this video, talk about something from Unity that will likely play a big role in the overall open world. We can explore new info on the stealth system and way more, of course. If you are curious or excited for a set, uh, please then leave a like on this video. It will really help me out. Subscribe to do not miss any news regarding the game, and let's go. But first, I would like to move towards the map of Assassin's Creed Mirage. It's I think it's the full map of Mirage with some wilderness outside of Baghdad, as well as that we can explore its. Exploring it's sadly not possible to go to Samara, which city is close by, and this is actually where Basim grew up, where he was raised by his father, the architect of the Great Mosque in that city, although another man took credit for that creation, as we learned during conversations with Basim in Valhalla. So I asked many friends and went on to find it in the info, and I found out that in Mirage we start as a 17-year old Basim who thinks to do who has things to do at the beginning and has events involved. He won't have too much time to think about his past, and I always thought the story behind his father was pretty interesting, but seems like that won't be featured in this game now. One spot outside of Baghdad we will be able to go is, of course, Alamut, the fortress of the hidden ones that is still under construction during this time. We know the early game missions likely where linear story chapters will take place inside and really close around Alamut. We are being trained to complete the ritual to become an assassin apprentice and then return to Baghdad. So that is when the open world is available to us, and then we can likely take a horse or camel to also leave the city and return to Alamut, only not access the building anymore. So we'll be able to explore some of the assassin camps around it in the area with the castle in background only, but there will be some activities that the assassins will do in that area, such as training and equipping themselves with latest weapons. I also found out in the interview with an Arab hardware that we can upgrade our hidden blade, which was hinted by Ubisoft. And by the way, we also learned in the interview that we will be able to return to Alamut proper later on. So not only early game missions will take here, but some later on in game as well. But we will spend most of our time in Baghdad, which has multiple districts that should all feel different. So we do have one district dedicated to knowledge, for example. So you can expect schools, you can expect a lot of things which is going to be different to the city dedicated to market with the bazaar or to industrial activities, or just administrative or military. And as you might know, Baghdad is called the round city because of round fortification around the center part, which is also where the most high class citizens live in. It seems as all the districts have similar parkour opportunities. So the corner swing, the full vault to reach longer distances like Unity, is their absolute goal. They're trying to reach this level with Mirage. Like, I would love that, but I think we have to keep in mind that it's still made with the Valhalla engine, so I think we can better compare it to Valhalla, and I'm sure it will be a huge step up from that because they're also speeding up the pace of the parkour to make Basim faster first, but I don't think it will be on the same level as Unity. I would love to be wrong though, but obviously you cannot make many changes to the engine. So uh, the size of Baghdad is cannot be compared to the Paris from Unity. But of course, one of the most impressive features from the 2014 game was the insane amount of people on the street, and we should expect a lot of dense streets in Mirage 2, although they're still running it. We have optimized our character technology and appearance and can generate a lot, but it's not interesting when there's too much of a crowd. So we're trying right now to balance the fun, like while being impressive. Of course, having too many people on the street would only slow you down, so it only gets where they're coming from. And I'm also curious if there will be a difference in the crowd density on Xbox One and PS4 versus the next gen version of the game. Now we already know that social stealth will play a big role in Mirage, which of course goes hand in hand with these larger crowds. But we now also have a wanted system inside the city. It's quite new. You can find to be chased inside the city. You also have crowd blending, but the crowd can sometimes recognize you if you were wanted. So we have all these interactions. I already told you how to combat, and Mirage will work in my previous video, and including the weapons and outfits we can use. I will leave a link to that as well. You can go ahead and search my channel and find new videos under that. And there should be better tactic in this game to get away from many guards. We already saw some variants in the opening of the trailer versus the later section. We are at the heart of the empire in Mirage, so it will be close to the red codes from AC3 in Mirage. Colorful guards, they are the regular army, but we do also have different types of other factions. So you can expect those guys: swordsmen, spearmen, archers, big chunky guys, and also someone who seems to like fire. While it was a cinematic trailer, they did actually use quite a lot of assets from the game. Like, we will totally encounter these exact enemies while playing, but we sadly cannot use an enemy as a living shield. That is a trailer exclusive move, but those fire enemies will be present, and it seemed kind of comparable to the bomb enemies we had in Valhalla. Although hopefully they of course got some new moves. We also learned that some RG types are able to use their horn to call reinforcements. So instead of them having to run to like in Valhalla, they will just stand still. And it seems that every district in Baghdad has its own order of ancients that we have to take out by doing a black box mission, where of course you have multiple ways to approach this target. But those missions won't be called black box. Of course, it's going to be assassination contracts coming back from Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood, in which you will have to take down iconic targets. This info is also from Ahmed from Arab Hardware, and I saw some people misinterpret this. So it doesn't seem like the small missions you just have to kill the target, but instead more complex black box missions we saw in Unity, Syndicate, and of course most recently in Siege of Paris will be back in Mirage, but they are called assassination contracts. Like, it will be side content in this game, but they just don't want to talk about it yet. But shouldn't expect short Assassin's Creed 2 and Brotherhood missions, sadly, in Mirage. From the looks of it now, let me know more about Mirage when they finally happen. And when we know we can expect gameplay, I'll of course be the first to tell you here. So totally subscribe to not miss anything. Like on the video would really help me out, and check out the previous Mirage videos that I've been posting. Go support my channel. Thank you guys.